What's going on there, everyone? This story is from PJ Media, and it just shows the sad state that is the left. Chicago Democrat Martin Sandoval raises funds by pretending to assassinate Trump. Now, I do not believe it was Martin Sandoval who did this, so I'm going to say that headline's kind of, in a way, misleading. But let's continue to the story. Pretending to put the president in mortal danger is important national news, unless he's a Republican. That's why a rodeo clown in Missouri got fired in 2013 for doing a sketch while wearing an Obama mask, even though that same rodeo had done the same bit with previous presidents. It was branded a hate crime because the national media hated seeing it. But they don't care if anybody else does the same thing or worse to a Republican president because they hate Republicans. Now, I think even if you're on the left, you kind of are forced to agree with that in a factual basis because of what we have seen. It's pretty obvious. You got people holding up decapitated effigies of President Trump's head, and there was a little bit of backlash, but not that bad. All in all, not that bad. That's why they are not concerned about this. Mark Maxwell, WCIA in Champaign, Illinois. A series of pictures posted online after a Friday night political fundraising event for State Senator Martin Sandoval show an event attendee pointing what appears to be a fake assault weapon at another person wearing a Mexican costume and a mask of President Donald Trump, which is kind of funny when you think about it. Trump wearing a Mexican outfit. I'm sure that would never happen. The mock assassination pose drew quick bipartisan condemnation from Governor J.B. Pritzker, the Illinois Democratic Party, and from Illinois Republican Party alike, which is a good thing. That is positive to see actual bipartisan condemnation. Usually we don't get to see that, so the fact that that even happened, that's a little bit of a good sign. Maybe. I'll get into that later. Our nation grapples with the epidemic of gun violence. Purposely pointing a fake gun at anyone is insensitive and wrong, Pritzker said Saturday night. I condemn actions like the ones displayed in the pictures because they lack the civility our politics demands. I haven't seen civility in politics in quite a few years now. A political fundraiser for Senator Sandoval simulates an assassination attempt against a mock Donald Trump decked out in Mexican garb. Looks like a man pointed a fake assault weapon at the fake president to pose for a picture. Now, I'll show you the picture real quick. Let me shoot over here to Twitter real quick. There you go. A political fundraiser for Senator Sandoval simulates an assassination attempt against a mock decked out, blah, 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 blah. But you can see the pictures. That's just, it's not that you can't do that, really. As far as I know, there's no law saying you can't do that, but should you do it? All I know is that if someone were to done this around me to, say, a guy wearing an Obama mask, I probably would have had some choice words for the guy. Because the way I see it, I know this is just my personal beliefs, is whoever the president is deserves some respect. I did not like Obama. I did not like his policies. For the most part, I did actually like his border policies because he was very, very tough. Very tough. But other than that, I didn't really like any of his policies. His foreign policies, oh my God, they were a nightmare to say the least. And most of his domestic policies were awful also. But yeah, it's just a condemnable act. You don't do stuff like this. That's the president. That's the commander-in-chief. I mean, come on. Have some respect for the position, not the man. You know? To me, that makes sense. But what has the left done that's made any sense within the past few years? Absolutely nothing. I don't think they have sense anymore. They run on feelings, outrage. I mean, they're very simplistic nowadays. President Trump and the Trump administration and Republicans in general have showed the weaknesses and the flaws of the Democratic Party to such an extent that they can't do anything. They don't know what to do. When it comes to policies, they can't do anything on a bipartisan basis unless absolutely forced to by public sentiment or something. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild what we've seen happen with the left. Sandoval has now apologized. I don't condone violence towards the president or anyone else. I apologize that something like this happened at my event, and much respect for coming out and saying that. But you don't need to be a Trump fan to think it's a bad idea for a politician to raise money by pretending to kill the president. Now, as I said earlier, that this is more like opinion-based stuff from PJ Media right here. It wasn't the politician that did it. There's a big thing right there. He wasn't raising money on this act specifically. Come on. Not just putting on a mask of the president and then stepping into a rodeo corral, but pretending to assassinate him. But this will be the end of it, because Sandoval made a rote apology. Because most of the media is made up of Democrats, and Democrats' resting state is hypocrisy. Now that's something I do agree with. That's a very true statement. Democrats are always saying one thing and doing another. We see this all the time, pretty much on a daily basis. We see this out of someone on the left. Happens all the time. But in a way, you got to think of it this way. If you're a conservative or a Republican, think about it like this. It's kind of a good thing. Enjoy their hypocrisy, because it's there for everyone to see, and a lot of people are seeing it now. A lot of people are paying more attention, especially the closer we're getting to 2020 elections. A lot of people are seeing this stuff, and they're quiet. Because they're generally not that political people, but they see this, and they make mental notes of it. It's them digging their own grave. It's them digging their own grave. I believe it was Styx Hexenhammer who said they're putting nails in their coffin and they're down to that last nail. Which, for us Republicans and conservatives, that's a very good thing. Their party is so incredibly insane right now. The far left, which is such a small minority, is completely dominating the party vocally. We see this a lot with minorities, with minority party. I'm not saying people, I'm just saying like political movements and stuff like that. The smaller the percentage of minority status they are, the louder they are. Very much so. Very much so. But it shouldn't change anything, because they are the minority, and especially when it comes to these progressive leftists, regressive leftists, they shouldn't be listened to by anybody. They can be as loud as they want to be, but listen to the foolishness and nonsense that they're spewing. Yes, they're loud, but they have no real substance. They're ridiculous. And when it comes to this situation, you can't really blame Sandoval for it, you know? It's just, it would be very hypocritical of me to blame him for this, because I don't believe at President Trump's rally a little while ago when people were chanting, "Send her back," that you could blame the president for that. You know? That was his supporters saying that. He didn't start that. He didn't start that chant. And he didn't go with the chant. You know? And so you can't blame, in my opinion, you can't blame him for them doing that chant. Just like you can't blame him for his supporters doing this act. But what you can do is look at the supporters of these people and realize whoever they're supporting must not be that great of a person if their supporters are going to act like this, especially in public. I mean, come on. But it's wild. I mean, this is the state of politics in 2019. You have political people, I guess they're political people, or people who at least pay attention to politics to some level, who incite violence and don't care. Because that's what these acts are. It's an incitement of violence. You're pointing a fake assault rifle at an effigy of the president and acting like you're killing him. If that's not an insinuation of violence, I don't know what is. And I'm going to have to do a lot of reading because that wouldn't make sense to me. But yeah, this is what we're dealing with from the left, people. And if you're on the left, you need to start, I've said it before, you need to start policing your own people. Let them know it's not a good look for you as a party, and it's not a good look for our country as a whole. You know, we need to get back to sanity. We've lost, well, not all of us have lost it. It's mainly one side has lost sanity. We need to fix that. And y'all are going to have to do that on your own, because you don't listen to us conservatives or Republicans about anything. So, to the more centrist, to the more sane, leftist, or lefties, fix your party. Because all it's going to do is damage y'all and make the Republicans look like the more sane party as they are right now. But I'd love to hear your comments, and as always, like, share, and subscribe. I will catch you on the flip side.